All right, so this is a pretty cool feature as well. We have our pay apps tab open. This is a spreadsheet inside the financial model, and this part of the model is the way that we can allocate costs to the project. In other words, when we spend money, we want to know when we're going to spend it, or at least try to predict when we're going to spend it. So, pretty common feature in financial models for construction projects, renovation projects, is you'll have, kind of a start and end date. Plug that in. You can, you can kind of select what schedule over which to spend that money. This is SL or straight line. You can use an S curve, or you can do manual entry, which allows you to create your own curve, right? So the total budget, which we figured out elsewhere, and then if we're using an S curve, how steep the S curve you want, and then over here, this is kind of what I think is really really nifty. We track historicals in our models as well, so that we can maintain a rolling forecast, and that forecast can be a little bit more accurate as we progress through the project and spend money. We're going to know that we're on budget or not, and total dollars is relevant, but also the timing you spend money as well. If you spend it too early, your lender might force you to balance the loan and put more equity in because your percentage of completion doesn't match your spending. But anyways, the where I was really going was just the fact that we plug in actuals into our model, and it'll reforecast the future based on the present and past. And just give you a little bit of an example of that. Go to the drivers tab. This is the actuals date, recognition date. And so we're going to plug in month 3. So in other words, month 0 to 3 of the project has recognized actuals, and we have plugged those actuals in to a tracking tab, tracking schedule. It'll receive a data export from Yardi or Procore or whatever you're using, and then you can drop that in, and it can be sophisticated or simplistic or whatever. But either way, in whatever form it comes out, you can use the modeling categories to map to the system categories and come out with the right numbers. What'll happen there? The model will use that modeling category and look up the values in that given month, and then drop them in. So you can see for permits and entitlements and local fees during construction, month 0 to 3, we have $20, $30, and $5,000 dropped in, and that's coming from the actuals. What you see here is $70,000, around $70,000 in month 4. That is not an actual, because we've selected our actuals recognition date to be month 3 and earlier. So it's only recognizing through month 3, right? Otherwise, it's going to use the forecast. So you can see it's splitting this evenly because we have a straight line approach to the future. If you change it to S-curve, go figure, it'll stay the same because you only have 2 months left. But if you extended this, let's call it another 2 months, it'll drop in an S-curve, okay? So it'll drop in an S-curve across that next 4-month period. You can see there's no difference between the total we have in our spending schedule, our spending forecast, and our total budget, and that's because we're recasting the future with an S-curve schedule. Now, and then let's put month 8 as the actuals through date. So now you have a problem, right? This is no longer accurate. This is accurate because these are your actuals, but it only says that you've spent $95,000, right? And you've budgeted for around 200,000. So either your budget is wrong and you've overstated the amount you think you're going to spend, and it should be written down to the 95,000 because you are for sure complete. You have no more permit or entitlements or local fees to spend during construction, or you have just not spent it yet. You have stated it correctly at $196,000, but you're going to spend it a lot later. So that's where you would change this to, let's call it a 12-month schedule, and now it's going to fix that over 12 months. It's going to recast the final 4 months. You've collected actuals through month 8. Apparently you had no spending for 3 months, and it's going to recast over the final 4 months. So you see, we don't have an error anymore. We're now fully balanced. So I really love that feature. We also do it for capital as well on the sources of funds side, so that we can track costs and capitalization as well.